We're live.
And we are live.
Wow. Welcome, guys. Welcome in. Welcome to Pair with the Normal or Pair with two normals.
It's a pair with an abnormal, actually.
Okay, then we're two abnormals, right?
Two abnormals this
Two
time, yes.
abnormals. How's everyone doing out there in wherever you're watching from, guys? It is Wednesday. Gosh, this week went by fast. Um,
It's
yeah,
halfway through.
halfway through. Oh man, and I got so much to do this weekend. You
Well,
know,
before we get too far, like Mike always says, Mike Gagliano says,
yeah.
sharing is caring. So get us out there and share the link. And we are waiting for Miss Jamie Lynn to come on, and she's our guest for the night.
I'm sure Mike's somewhere listening out of his left ear.
No, his right ear.
Oh, right
Yeah,
here.
that's bad.
Hey, listen, he gets me all the time with his stuff, so I got to take one punch every once in a while.
He does.
He gets a lot. He gets a lot. So, but whatever I can do to make him laugh, I think is the best thing. And so,
Yes. But he is still recouping. He's doing good. So I actually got to talk to him yesterday, and like I told him, I was like, that made my day being able to talk directly to him, and that let me know that being able to see on Facetime that he's doing okay, but he still has a long way to go on his recouping and trying to get better, so that way he can come back.
yeah. I've been involved in some a major accident before, and it's a long time, long time.
Yeah.
You could just cancel your schedule until further notice, right?
Well,
Um,
hopefully it doesn't take that long. But I think your accident was a little bit more than his.
yeah. Well, his was neurological, I think. So
Yes.
I think when it comes to the brain, I think anything with the brain is a lot more uh, substantial, really,
Yes.
because a lot of the neurological stuff could be really long lasting.
Oh, absolutely, because you never know until it's there. And Miss Jamie is here.
Yay, Miss JamieLynn, let's
Hey,
let her in.
Jamie. I cannot hear you yet. Okay. We'll just keep talking.
But I was gonna say, and I hope he's listening because it would be really funny if this turned out to be like a superpower that he gains after his accident, kind of turn it into like a comic book story. Like now he's got supernatural like medium powers where he can like see an ultra universe or something. I think that'd be hilarious.
Well,
And
that comes with the NDE, like the near death experience, that, you start getting to be able to see other stuff. And can't hear you yet, Jamie.
gonna have to go in your settings and select microphone maybe.
Yeah, let me see if I can, because it looks like your camera's there, but you don't have a microphone on it.
The world of live streaming.
Right.
It's it's very technical. And I will tell you, while we're waiting for her to get in here, guys, you guys are seeing me. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but we're coming live from inside my live broadcast trailer. This is a project I've been working on for probably almost a year now. But live streaming, especially when it's produced, is a lot of work.
Yeah.
What you guys are seeing behind me right now are actually two different stations. So you've got the audio mixers. You've got you could even do replay back there. So think about like on an investigation. If somebody hears something or something happens, we've actually could do that real life replay automatically. And then of course you've got different screens here, which will show all the video. And you can't see it right now, but in front of me there's actually a multi view of every single camera. So take this time to kind of plug Beacon a little bit, but we are getting ready. We are very close to doing some live stuff. Very well produced. This isn't like, hey, join me this weekend with my iPhone. This is like a whole cast, a host, all this good stuff. So we're planning some really good stuff to come along. I'm sure Mike and MaryLynn will be live as well. But, doing all this stuff is very technical. And trust me, I've been beating my head against the wall trying to figure out a lot of this stuff, and finally got it.
And I want to
So
say hi to everybody who's in chat. We've got Paranormal Rockdown. Ricky Hellard is there. Looks
Paranormal
like
Rockdown.
Trina. Hi, Trina. She said that you can only hear me. She can't hear you talking.
Interesting. You can hear me though, right?
I can hear you, but nobody else is hearing you. So I don't have you muted. So you're all the way up on my side.
Everybody in chat, say no if you can't hear me.
Hey, Aaron.
I guess nobody's responding, right?
So if you can hear Mike, hey Marcy, if you can hear Mike talking, say yes.
Because that's weird.
Yeah, because I can hear him.
Yeah.
And Erin
You can
says
hear
she
me.
can hear you.
Okay, so maybe restart the whole live for you who can't hear. I don't know. I don't have
For their connection. Hey Krista. So Mike and Krista's there. So
nice. Paranormal Rockdown. That's getting ready to happen, right?
yes, it's in July, and that's why we've got JamieLynn coming on, so that way she can talk about it.
How's her audio coming?
She has signed out and waiting for her to come back in.
Okay. So, Paranormal Rockdown. That's the one that's heading at Brodhead, right?
Yes, it is. Brodhead Manor.
Yes. I
And that's
may
where
or may not be there.
I will be there.
We're still in the planning phases.
I will be there.
Not too many people really know me.
Right.
So I guess I'm a D-list celebrity. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not
You'll get there. Trina says she'll be right back, and then Chris is saying his volume is really low.
Well, let me see. I'm going to go up a little bit. How about now? Can you hear me?
Hear you better now.
Did I get louder?
You did.
Okay.
All right. Imagine what that volume button does.
Yeah. Well, in my headset, it's quite loud. So I can't really turn my headset down, which stinks.
What's up, guys?
Hey there. Gotcha. So we're trying
I
to
figured I'd jump on since Jamie's having issues.
Oh, no.
And I was having the same issue with you too, Al. Your volume is very low. You could barely hear you.
You know, it's weird because I'm hearing MaryLynn in my headset, and I'm hearing him come through my computer, which is really weird. It's like it separates the audio here.
Yeah, because I've got you both through my laptop.
Wow. Well, Restream is weird.
Well, it's been working for us. Came on, it's been weird.
But I do have some. I do have a whole list of things to talk about. Hopefully, we can get JamieLynn back on because.
Well, Chris is also with the Paranormal Rockdown, so he can talk about it as well. Let me see if I can get the picture up that I was trying to pull up. So y'all, Chris, you want to just kind of tell us about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been in the paranormal for about 20 years. It's just a team, probably about 3 with my team, my Shadow Seekers Paranormal team. And we decided to put an event together, which is the Paranormal Rockdown. Our first year was last year. We hosted at Edinburgh Manor. We had 3 bands play at that time. Etch the Numbers was one of them, and they're playing again this year. And we decided to put together this amazing guest list. We got over 30 guests coming to join us. BeaconTV, obviously, they're one of our big sponsors. You, MaryLynn, with the Para with the Normal, obviously one of our sponsors. You're going to be one of our guests, and hopefully Mike will be better and be able to attend with us. And yeah, everybody else, Dave Schrader, Mike, everybody.
Yeah, I know the list that we have on here is that I got a long time ago, and I think you guys have updated it since this flyer.
Yeah, there's probably about, I'd probably say 10 more people added to it since then.
Maybe I'll be a surprise guest. Let's see.
Well, you can come sit at our table because we're at Beacon as well.
You know, it's just crazy because I've been hearing about the Paranormal Rockdown for almost a year, more than a year. Every time I go somewhere and I see the guys and we talk Beacon, it's always like the Rockdown comes up in some conversation. And so, you know, I'm just like my interest is like peaked. It's like everyone's talking about this. I don't get it. It's like one of those secrets where everybody knows about it, but you don't. And I'm like, I need to get there. I need to find out why everyone's talking about this Paranormal Rockdown. So,
see, I haven't gone yet either because I know Mike went last year, so I get to go this year. And Krista just said that they're busy seeing doctors and working towards his recovery one day at a time. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah. But
yeah, even if not, I mean, we want what's best for Mike, so we want him to get 100% so he can get back in action.
Absolutely. And either way, I'll be there, and Mike, you'll probably be there as well because we'll be driving in, and just so he'll be a guest at my table if we need him.
Well, I can go under Mike. I don't know if I could be a Gagliano though. I don't know.
You cannot be a Gagliano. Nobody can.
No. But let's talk about the Brodhead Manor though. I barely know much about this. I haven't really done much research of it. So can you tell me more about Brodhead Manor?
Yeah, so it's an old school, 60,000 square feet, so it's huge. It's got 3 floors. Bill, the owner, he lives there part time. Pretty much on weekends. He's got his own little condo built into the building. Yeah, it's got lots of activity with a lot of the children there. There's an old janitor, the principal, numerous accounts. Every time you go there, it seems like there's a new entity there.
You know, I think that whenever you take people in for investigations and stuff like that, they bring energies with them and probably leave them. That's why you're getting new people and new energies there.
Yeah. And then too in the back too, it's an old Indian burial ground. There's train tracks that run through the back of the building, and when they put in the train tracks, they dug up the Indian burial grounds back there.
Wow.
That
And
is
then don't
insane.
you also have like a waterway back there as well?
I believe so, yes.
So you've got it all.
So are there going to be like any investigations that night or?
So it's a 2-day thing. Friday night is when the bands are going to play. The bands are playing up the street at Main Street Events. We got 7 bands playing there. But for the people that don't want to go see the bands, we're going to be having 2 mini investigations at Brodhead on that Friday. But then anybody that comes on Saturday after the Paracon, there's going to be a full-blown investigation from 7 p.m. till 1 a.m.
Nice.
Wow.
And then we've got all kinds of activities. I know I'm doing a gallery reading at 11, and then also Sarah Lemos is doing her gallery at 4.
Oh,
Correct.
Sarah is going to be there?
Sarah's going to be there as
Yep.
well.
Oh, man.
And then I'm going to have a table set up, but I'm also doing my paint pours, my spiritual pours, so intuitive pours.
That's going to be
and then
interesting to see.
we got numerous speakers coming. Michael Angus is going to be speaking there. We got Sam Beltrusis. Sam Beltrusis is going to do his Samons.
Yes.
Oh, Sam's going to be there?
Isn't that going to be a Samons is what that's called? Hey,
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm in. You've already said all the right things. Sam's a great friend of mine. Love the guy. And having him is going to be fun. Sarah Lemos. Me, Sarah, and Mary actually just did Wilmington Battleship, the USS Carolina. That was fun. But it's also crazy to have 3 people with the same ability to be in the same room to kind of, because we each pick up different things. And so I think it's going to be really cool to have us all 3 back together. But
well, and the thing
definitely
too
gonna watch
is
the
when you get
intuitive
those
paint
energies
course.
together, it just amplifies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you're stuck in a metal container.
Yep. So JamieLynn, can we hear you now?
Well, I hope so, because I can finally hear you.
Got you. And then Chris went offline.
Yeah, well, half hour of trying. My goodness, I don't know what the problem was.
That is just strange. So glad you can make it.
I'm still here. I'm just trying to move to a spot where I can hear Albert better.
Oh, okay. And then just wanted to say hi to Jenny and Annie. They popped in as well. And then Louie. And then Krista is asking Mike if you're going to be wearing a weird outfit to the Rockdown.
I thought
Yes.
I thought about it. I'm not a schmedium like Mike is. I'm a little bit of a bigger guy than Mike is.
He is not a schmedium. He is a small. There's no doubt about that. Hey,
That's funny.
But, I thought about it. Maybe a wig. I don't know.
Still here. I'm just trying to move to it.
Okay.
But if everyone is here, listen, I'm prepared this time. Okay? So we can't forget spirits with the spirits.
That is correct.
Before we do that, or while we're doing that, I'd like to promote one of your products. This is the really cool Para with the Normal barrel, shot glass barrel. Comes with a straw. This is what sold me. I'm like, this thing is tiny. I was like, take my money. But funny thing is I actually have root beer in a barrel. Get it? I'm trying to be funny like Mike.
You came prepared.
Did y'all bring your drinks of choice? Looks like we got it. Spirits to the spirits, and also to Mike.
Yes.
Get better soon. We miss you.
I know he's watching, so. Man, it just tastes so much better.
Oh, you got it. Look at the.
Of course I do.
You guys,
You
where
gotta-
can they get these? Can they get these on your website?
We can get those on the website, and then I will also have those with me at the Rockdown.
Okay.
We'll have T-shirts
Limited,
and all
though.
that
You
stuff.
don't have that many. So.
Yeah, those are limited.
You have a few different types, but you don't have all of them like this. So.
No.
I bought that before you even put it out. I was
Yes.
like, take
You
my
got
money.
the first one.
Uh-huh. Yep. So
I have the first one too.
Yes, you did. Yes.
JamieLynn, when's the last time I saw you? We were trying to think
It was
about
on Booze on the Battleship.
Nope. We haven't met, Mike.
We haven't?
We have not.
Not at Gettysburg or anywhere?
Nope. I'm sorry, but we have not. Oh, I would have remembered your face.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, there's a whole lot of catching up to do. But it sounds like more and more like I will probably be at the Paranormal Rockdown. So
Yes.
I think Josh is the only one coming. I don't think Shane's coming.
Well, you need to twist his leg too.
Listen, he doesn't answer my calls.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, we've got Josh and Vince and Angus. They're coming.
Well,
And of
I heard
course-
Vince is doing a speech.
Well, I don't think so, but we could squeeze him in.
I thought he had just said that Angus was coming to do some kind of workshop or something.
Yeah, Angus is doing the workshop.
Angus is doing the workshop.
What workshop is this?
Well, it's an ITC. Well, no, I don't think he's going to do ITC. I think he's going to be talking about, like EMS in the paranormal field and, the mental awareness and things in regards to that.
Ah, interesting.
Shane says, "Oh, how dare you, Cook?"
So he is watching.
He's always listening, but he doesn't always answer, is what you're saying.
No, Shane, he's very busy.
Yes.
Sometimes I wish I was as busy as he was. But it's every time I get to say hi to him, it's the coolest thing. It's the same all the time. It's like awesome. Love to talk to him. Love to say hi to him. And it's never dull. It's never like, oh, here's Shane again. It's fun to talk to Shane and Josh. We're on two opposite ends of the world, but
he says now you're switching it up, so you're kicking ass now.
The last time I seen Shane, I think it was at Michigan Paracon maybe, and I kept walking past his table because he was always so busy, and I didn't want to interrupt. And then the one time he wasn't busy, I was. And, he called me by name, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to be a respectful stalker and not budge in here. So then we finally chit-chatted for a little while. But I've been following Shane and Josh for I don't know how many years now.
It's just really cool because having us all three at the same location is almost like a rare occasion. And we do have some places where we're all going to be in the same spot. Yeah, so those are
y'all
fun.
come in separately, so if something happens to one of you, you're not all.
Yeah.
They know how to make it work.
Yeah. But we're planning something coming up after Gettysburg. That's going to be really big. We're getting ready to release some new shows. Everyone's been waiting. Trust me, I've been waiting.
Well, speaking of that, I think I read recently online that the Urban Investigator, some of Vince's shows are going to be releasing, that 2 of his episodes are done. Is that correct?
Yes, I can tell you I don't know the dates, even though I am one of the owners. We've got so much on our plates.
Soon is good enough.
Yes. So I've been talking to Josh, and Josh has been like relentlessly. I think he's been pulling all-nighters trying to get a bunch of this stuff done. And he was working on Vince's stuff recently. And so they are getting ready to come out. They are. I've been pushing these guys and poking them to try and get more firm dates. But behind the scenes, it's crazy because you have to prioritize things. And sometimes when you prioritize something at the top, it has to go down one or two, and it's all based on like scheduling, availability, locations, all that stuff. And so a lot of this stuff has been taking time because sometimes people's schedules don't match up. You know, they get an invitation to go to a convention, and then we have to reschedule, and then of course another project moves up, and then we have to move them down, and then, you know. But I will tell you that we're planning on making some serious announcements in the month of July. So
And that's welcome to project management.
I'm not a patient person. I'm not a patient person, and I absolutely hate waiting. But, you know, I grew up where, you know, my father always said, good things come to those who wait. So I'm waiting just as long as.
So I got a question for you then. If this is going to happen in July and you're coming to Rockdown, can you make a special announcement at Rockdown?
Potentially, yes. Yes. Actually, yeah, we can. It'll be big. It's going to be huge. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Well, you heard it here first.
But,
and then Robert's in the chat. He says he's going to have a coal vendor at the Rockdown. It's art by Ramirez, so he's going to be there as well. And
Yes.
Stuff. I actually have a piece of his.
Well, and Alicia, she's in chat. She's going to be there. Louie in chat. He's going to be there. Annie in chat. I've got a whole bunch of them. Jenny Davis.
So last year, though, it was pretty big last year. How did it go last year?
There was no Paracon last year.
I thought you guys said you did it once.
So this is the first?
So last year when I did it, it was just the concert and then pretty much an open investigation at Edinburgh with, we had 3 special guests. We had 2 of the people from 28 Days Haunted. We had Nick and
Aaron.
Aaron, and then Larry Eisler. They were our guests for that. We just did it small to do a test run of it. It was a great turnout, so we went all out this year.
Nice.
Yeah, he asked me to get my sticky fingers involved, and I'm like, sucker. But no, Chris was doing an incredible job, and I just want to thank him for allowing me to partake and help out with everything.
Now, Brodhead, that's in Illinois?
A little north. Wisconsin.
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Yeah. I actually was just in Wisconsin probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Isn't that when we drove through?
Well, I was in Minneapolis. I was an hour outside of Minneapolis in a place called Blaine. That's for my other life. And then I drove through Wisconsin over to Buffalo. So I was down there for 2 weeks. So it sounds like Wisconsin is... Listen, as long as your weather is better than 61 degrees right now.
Nah, we're borderline. But we were just in the hundreds.
I was going to say, down in Texas, we hit 100.
You know what? Texas, man. I'll tell you what. The only thing you guys got is the toast. That's good.
Texas toast.
Texas toast. But look what I got. I brought this too.
Oh, no.
That's funny. That's
peanut
funny.
Butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Yes, yeah, peanut butter jelly.
You know that story, don't you?
Yes, I've heard it.
Gettysburg, yeah.
Wait, is it becoming infamous?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Oh man,
word gets around.
As long as people understand why I eat peanut butter and jelly, and actually, in my defense, I don't eat peanut butter and jelly unless I'm away from home. And being in the military, I learned really early on that spending no money while on trips is the best thing. So I try to find stuff where bologna, cheese, peanut butter and jelly, ramen. That way I can spend $20 and I can eat for like a whole week. And so I usually don't eat peanut butter and jelly at home because I've ate it for like a week and a half and I'm done with it. But at the end of the day,
Chris and I were just having this conversation, 2 days ago, about peanut butter and jelly.
Yep.
It's good. So we've got McFadden in the chat saying, don't let Chris void my ticket. What he's talking about there, I saw the post earlier because he's playing Christmas music and his wife was getting upset that he's playing Christmas music.
Don't blame him. I mean, what?
So,
Yeah, no. I think it's
see,
because it's like hundreds by him right now, and maybe he wants to meet in the middle. Let's just throw it up to that.
Well, they do have Christmas in July, but it's not July
Yeah.
yet.
No, no.
well,
So
I
if
mean,
somebody wants to get a ticket to the Rockdown, how do they go about doing that?
Go ahead, Chris.
Why am I getting?
Okay, well, I'll go ahead. Paranormalrockdown.com. It's that simple. Just go to paranormalrockdown.com, click on the links. It'll bring you to an additional page where you can either buy the concert ticket, the Paracon ticket, or the all-in ticket. And how many do we have left, Chris?
So there's 4 for the investigation left, 1 all in left, and then 3 Samounts is left.
Nice.
Yeah.
my
So they're
goodness.
going quick. You're still able to get the mini investigations at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Friday night. Those are still available, along with MaryLynn's gallery reading there, and along with, oh goodness, we
Sarah
have,
Lemo?
yeah, well, we have the workshops in between there. And if Mike comes and is up for it, his comedy show. But first and foremost, let's get Mike better.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't come, we completely understand. And then we have the Sarah Lemos gallery reading as well. So all of those tickets are online. But
And
when they're
Dustin,
gone, they're gone.
the
I got an
Dustin
idea.
Perry too. Q&A with Dustin Perry.
Ooh,
Yeah, we've
Dustin
got a
Perry.
Q&A with
Wow.
Dustin Perry and a presentation being done for him from him. So we're excited to have him on board too. He's
You know, I've got
become
an
a
idea.
good guy. What's your
I've got an
idea?
My idea is if Mike doesn't make it, and I really hope he's watching because it's a great idea. If Mike Gagliano is at home resting, I think he should write his comedy down, and I'll do it.
Oh no.
I'll read from a note card, and we'll just go. I'll try and be as much as like Mike as I possibly can. But,
Can I get a cardboard cutout made
and you can stand
with
right next
Mike's?
to me.
That
Yes.
was funny.
Or we put the cardboard cutout on stage. Everyone stares at it. There's a mic in front of it, but I'm on the loudspeaker behind the curtain talking. Kind of like
There you
Exactly.
go.
Exactly.
That would work.
That would be hilarious. I think that would be fun.
So if he doesn't make it, he would be there in spirit.
Absolutely.
Listen, there's a cardboard cutout of me somewhere because me, Shane, and Josh wanted to do these, and Castro made some, and I think we need to have these cardboard cutouts go around to different conventions because we kind of point people in the direction of the convention. So like, the first 100 feet you see me, the second 100 feet you see Josh, the third 100 feet you see Shane. Great idea. I think that'll be fun. But
I'm a twin, and I wish my twin looked like me for those purposes only.
Oh no.
So when I wanted to sneak away, I'd be free.
Right.
oh man. Let's see. I'm gonna do more research on Brodhead, but how old did you say the building was?
Very.
Like 1800s, 1700s.
Late 1800s, very, very, very late 1800s. Otherwise, 1906 is when they really started to they broke the ground in the late 1800s, like 1896 or something like that. But they actually started building in 1906.
Interesting.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that you've done multiple investigations at this place before.
I've been there more times than I can count on my hands and feet.
So, what would you say is probably the most frightening you've been in that place? Is there a story where you're just like, nope, I'm done?
No, I've never been frightened, although I did have a holy shit, that was cool moment. And, I caught myself saying holy shit, and then I'm like, that was cool, because I didn't want everybody to think I was freaked out. And that was in the boiler room in the janitor's area. It was a really weird thing that happened. We had our devices set up, and the janitor is known to be there. His name is John, and the janitor doesn't like women, but besides the point. We had equipment set up in 3 different areas, and we all of a sudden heard a loud bang, which sounded like a door closing. Not a second later, one of our tripwires went off down the stairs, and then you go down a little bit further, and a second later, all of a sudden, our 360 went off,
Interesting.
and just like that. So it's almost like he ran through.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So that was really cool to have 3 back to back to back like that.
Right.
I had an
And
experience
almost on
similar.
command. We were talking to him. We were asking where he was, what he was doing, and boom, just like that.
Yeah. I had a similar experience, and it was actually when I had first met Josh. We were at the Tennessee South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Mhm.
Love that place. I've been there probably about 2 or 3 times, and it was a meet and greet with all these investigators, and everyone kind of broke out into groups, and they kind of went where they wanted in the hospital. And I'm kind of walking around really quietly. I don't want to interrupt anybody's investigation. And then all of a sudden, I kind of stop and I start watching these people who are in an operating room. And at first, because it's so dark, they see a shadow figure. And then I started hearing them say, "Oh, there's a shadow figure." I'm like, no, it's just me. And so they're like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, come in. And I was like, actually, there's a guy out here. And their detector went beep, beep. And it was one of those red-green detectors for yes and no. And they kind of freaked out a little bit. I said, he's an older gentleman who's bald. And it went beep, beep, again, green. And so we sat there for a few minutes, and I described what he looked like, and it was the craziest thing, and they loved it. But the fact that the instrument was going off at the same time of what I was confirming was actually quite interesting. So South Pittsburgh is fun.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And then let's see. Recently,
Well, Chris had an experience at Brodhead while I was there, but I wasn't investigating with him that he could probably tell you about, because I've been there so many times. The spirits tend to know who I am.
Yeah, so we were when my team went there, our first time there. We were up on the 3rd floor, which is one of the classrooms up there with the chalkboard and everything. And they got the old style chairs and everything with the desk and everything built into the chair. We were sitting there and had my girlfriend do an Estes method and getting responses through it. And one of them asked for us to sing them a song. So we're like, okay, who do you want to sing a song? Who do you want to sing a song to you to? And Jamie came across the spirit box.
Oh, wow.
So Jamie was downstairs in like Bill's living quarters, just chilling out. I gave her a call on the phone, and we recorded a song and sang to him, and we played it for the spirits.
How did they react?
They asked for it again.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
they asked for it again.
So I had to sing again, and I'm like, we're done after this. Because I'm not a singer.
And then the funny thing is that right after that, after we did the first one, and then Jamie didn't do it again, my girlfriend got poked in the side while she was sitting in the chair.
Oh, no. So they weren't happy that you didn't do it again.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily that, but they're very playful there too, because a lot of them are children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it was probably one of the kids either upset or being playful, just goofing around.
Yeah, because then when I went back again, the following time I went with the group session with all different teams. Derek and Alicia were there. Neil Gibbons was there. We were in the same room, and we were singing the Pledge of Allegiance with the spirit box going, and we stopped right before the end, and then it finished it. Came across the spirit box. It finished the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's cool.
That is insane.
So have you had anybody that was a guest that came in where they got scared of anything?
No, I've jump scared quite a few people though. Because I can. But no, I've never had anybody really afraid. In the janitor's quarter, it's been documented and it's on film, but a woman was gently pushed down the stairs. So it's known that he doesn't like the women, and I can't go up the stairs without getting very nauseous or sick.
Oh, wow.
Slowly but surely, I'm gaining access. Every couple times I can go up a little further and a little further, but it's taken quite a bit of time. But that's the only place I ever get ill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've never gotten really sick anywhere else. And I've been to over 4 dozen locations to investigate.
So how do you gently get pushed down the stairs?
It was more like a little nudge, and it took her off guard, so her balance was, almost like he might have been running down the stairs, or maybe he did push her, but that's hard to tell.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I don't think I get like scared. I freak out because of what happened is confirmed, because it's not all the time do you get that good stuff. But I watch Shane when he does his investigations, and I like to ask a lot of whys and hows, and so I want to know, next time I talk to him, I'm probably going to ask him this, is like, what is his mental state when he does this? Because like, if you're getting ready to go into a room that's all dark, all black, all by yourself, upstairs, and there's constant activity, and everyone's like, you go by yourself. It's like you have to mentally prepare yourself. I mean, Shane's been put in some really horrible places by Dave Schrader, and it's like, what is Shane thinking to himself before he goes in? Like, is he just saying, let's do this and just get it over with, or is he like mentally preparing like that
for that salt bath?
What's that?
So the
salt bath that he took in that confined. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, you really wonder what his mental state is.
Well, I think that's with anybody when they're going into an investigation and doing things like that. How do they prepare? I think people have their different rituals.
I mean, I'm more afraid of hurting myself than the actual experience. Like, I'm really afraid of like falling down a stair I don't see, or running into a wall that I don't see. Yeah, I've got flashlights, but then you're sitting there, and let's say something happens and you jump up and there's a metal pipe above your head and you hit your head. That's
knock yourself out.
Beating my own self up, right?
It's funny you say that, because almost every investigation I go on, I knock my head either on a ceiling or a pipe or something in the attic. I'll hit it on a beam.
Well, that explains a lot. I'm just kidding.
That's the good thing about being short. I don't hit those.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. I've been playing with the idea about doing an all-inclusive investigation for TV where it's just me, myself, and I. I'm the cameraman, sound guy. I'm by myself. But after carefully thinking about it, it's more of a safety issue. Like, if I'm in a place and I do fall down a stair and I break my ankle, or something happens, I now have to pack everything up, throw it in the car, and go to the hospital. So doing investigations all by myself is almost like impossible.
Well, and can I mention, while you're bringing that up, while the Rockdown, the Paracon, and investigations are happening, people do not have free roam of the building. You are confined to certain areas for your safety and our safety. We don't want you tripping and falling down the stairs and nobody hearing you for hours. We don't want the place to, start on fire and us not to be able to locate you. We have to be accountable just as much as you have to be accountable. So anybody that does plan on attending, there will be 3 different tours that are ran that you will be able to go through about 75% of the building. If you want to see it, that's going to be your time. Don't think you can sneak away just because that door's open. So please be respectful, because we will ask you to leave.
And I'm going to add to that too, because I mentioned at the beginning of this that there's the Indian burial ground behind the building. If anybody is caught walking back there or anything, they're going to be asked to leave too, because we want to respect that area as well. So,
it's good. Yeah. Good to know. I'll make sure I do it when everyone's gone. No, I'm just joking.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah. I mean,
do you guys mind if I do a rundown of stuff that's going to be happening, so people have a good idea of, when to come, how to come, if they haven't heard it?
Yep, please go for it. Do you have something you want me to post or share?
No, that's all right. I mean, no, I'll just go through it. And if people want to see the schedule of events, they can go to the Paranormal Rockdown page or the Paranormal Rockdown events page, which is Paranormal Rockdown 2025. And it's there. Otherwise, message me or Chris and we'll send it on over to you. It's a click of a couple buttons. But Friday night, we're starting off at the Main Street Music in Brooklyn, Wisconsin, which is 15 minutes down the road. The bands are running from 4 to 11 p.m. and we've got 7 great bands. We've got Fiction We Create, January, Etched in Embers, Left on Red, Switchblade Saturdays, and then we also have Again We Rise and our headliner Green Jelly. If you aren't interested in that music and you would prefer to go to Brodhead Manor and do a mini investigation, we have one running at 7 p.m. and the next one running at 8 p.m. Those are 3 hours long. They're done with seasoned investigators like Mike Angus and Josh Purvis, Keyline, Larry Eisler, Christina Bloom, Dan Beltrusis, Resnick, and Phantasm Paranormal. Tickets are available at paranormalrockdown.com for those. You'll be investigating 3 different locations inside of the building. And then Saturday, we kick off at 11 a.m. with the Paracon. We have over 40 vendors from readers to investigation equipment, authors and books, massages, Reiki, t-shirts, intuitive paintings by MaryLynn Bass up there, crystals, ghostly, and paranormal items, teams, haunted happy hour coffee. And if you haven't had it, it's amazing. And there's so much more. Please keep in mind, we are going to have a concession stand where you're able to get pizza, hot dogs, cheddarwurst, nachos, things like that. But tickets on site, along with concessions on site, are going to be cash only. So cash only at the door for those kind of things. The vendors are responsible for their own forms of payment. So a lot of them do take credit cards and things like that. If you don't come with cash, we're going to send you to Quick Trip or Mobile because they've got ATMs over there. We do have a great speaker lineup. We have over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 12 different speakers lined up. We even have a mediumship panel that's going to be held. So very happy to be able to offer all those things.
Did
Go
I hear
ahead.
you say massage?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, don't have to twist my arm anymore. Like,
So
And
the
you love it.
one's actually doing the massages was the Art by Ramirez that was in the chat earlier talking.
Isn't Jessie Hawthorne too? Or is she
Yeah,
not?
she does the Reiki massage.
Yep.
see, I don't even know what this stuff is.
And then
Oh,
Bob
then you're going to have to try it all.
that Jenny is doing the aura photos as well.
The what?
Yeah.
Jenny Davis is doing aura photos.
Oh, yeah. She was, I've seen her do that, yeah.
Hey, Misty.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And then some highlights of the day at 11 a.m. We have MaryLynn Bass doing her gallery reading. At noon, we have Kat Armstrong doing a scrying workshop, but it's not her normal workshop that she does with scrying. It's an elevated. You're going to be learning more of the behind the scenes and why and different things that you can do. Again, if Mike can make it, Mike Gagliano, we're going to be having his comedy show. If he can't make it, that guy up there in the corner is going to wing it or get the script written by Mike and do the best that he can. And we'll make sure we have some sort of costume for him to wear.
I may
You're
have to
welcome.
throw something together if Mike doesn't do that, just to see if Cook will do it.
I don't
Do it.
know.
You have to do it.
Like, I've always wanted to try comedy, but I don't know, man.
Why not?
So my thing is too with this, if you do this, we know Mike is going to wear some crazy outfits. So are you going to wear the crazy outfit too?
He would have to.
Listen,
Yeah.
as long as Mike doesn't send me his elephant outfit, I will not wear the elephant. I will not.
He got that from Bill from
He got
Brodhead Manor.
He got 4 Bill, didn't he? Or
No, I think Bill bought them for Mike.
I thought
Or the other. Okay, maybe the other way around.
Mike bought one for Bill.
It was the other way around, yeah.
Okay.
I can just imagine, like, going to my wife, hey, I got this great business idea. I'm going to make adult pajamas, but with animals. And she's going to be like, you're nuts. That's never going to sell. I'm like, no. You don't
That's
understand.
funny.
You got to look at what they look like. But it was so funny because it caught me so off guard because this was we were switching rooms and stuff. There was some issues with rooms, whatever. And Gagliano was like, "Yeah, you can stay with me." And like everything was nonchalant. Like I'm gonna be at the convention. I'll be extra late. I won't wake you up. I'm sorry. Blah blah blah. And then like I'm trying to sneak in and be quiet. And he sits up, and he's wearing this freaking elephant costume. I thought I was in someone else's room.
So when he says he sits up, Mike doesn't just sit up. He does kind of like the Undertaker, where he sits up, pops up.
Well, what's nuts is I think I was doing an investigation one night in Gettysburg, and I came back super, super late. We're talking probably 4 a.m, and like I was super quiet. At least I thought I was. He says I wasn't.
No, you weren't, because I was in the room next door.
No. This is when I first opened the door. I like slowly opened it, come in quiet, use my flashlight on my phone. This dude sat up like it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was like, "Hey!" And then he runs to the restroom, and I was like, "What was that?
What was happening?"
Like he acts like he has been up and can't fall asleep, but yet he's been sleeping for hours. I don't understand.
And that's Mike. He will actually do that, sound asleep, and then something, and you'll ask him a question, and he'll answer you.
That's funny.
I think next time I'm gonna wait until he falls asleep, and then I'm gonna try and feed him words to see if he says it in his sleep, and then when he wakes up, I'm like, "Do you have any dreams?"
You'll never know if he's asleep because he can lay there so still, and you think he's asleep, but he's hearing everything.
Oh man, where did we find this guy? Where did we?
Well, you said nuts. Speaking of nuts, Michael, we have to get you to try Bill's nuts.
Well, Mike has a line of nuts now too.
Well, I was getting there, but have you heard of Bill's nuts, Mike?
No.
Oh, let me tell you, they even have their own nut sack. Some are some are salty, some are sweet, some are chewy, some will explode in your mouth.
Are these cured? Like what's the right word? Kind of where they do wine. Are they aged?
I don't think nuts? I've seen Mike that red.
Well, you'll have to find out. No, they're delicious. He's got I don't even know how many different
this
varieties.
This is probably going to go in some really weird directions, but what kind of nuts are they?
All different kinds, from peanuts to almonds to pistachio. He's got tons of different ones, and then he also makes a line.
Now, what about boiled peanuts?
No, because all of them have some sort of weird twist to them. So they're like chocolate coated, or cookies and cream, or pomegranate, coffee. They're all a little bit different.
Out of everything you can go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then at the Rockdown, he's premiering spicy dill pickle ones.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he's got next to his pickles.
He came out with a line just for Gagliano, which is the fruity bits.
Yep.
Out of everything that you could put chocolate on, why choose nuts? I don't know.
I mean, I can understand why.
Listen, before this conversation gets too deep about nuts and nut sacks, we're gonna.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with some nuts if you come, okay?
I want to try every one of the nuts whenever I get there.
Oh my!
You just walk around, with your hands out.
I'm on a podcast on a Wednesday talking about nuts and stuff.
Hey, it's eating them.
Well, and think of it this way: you're here with us. If Gagliano were here, this would be going a whole nother direction.
Yeah, whole nother direction.
So this is mild, very mild.
Very mild, yes.
Oh, I'm starting to cry. This is hilarious.
Heather said chocolate goes on anything.
Chocolate does go on anything. Just
I'm more of a vanilla guy. I like vanilla.
I like caramel or caramel.
Yes.
Have you had
Same here.
chocolate? Have you? It's the fancy chocolate where it's chocolate with caramel inside, but it's got salt on top.
Yes.
Not what is it called? They're the square ones, the square chocolates. They're really expensive.
I don't know, but
Gordino or something like that. Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli, yes.
There you go. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Those are my favorite. I make my s'mores with those.
Ooh.
Yep. Garabadilla.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Let's see what else.
Well, I can finish talking about the rest of the
yeah.
lineup that we've
There's
got,
more.
just so we don't leave anybody out here.
This is starting to sound like it's like a Walmart supercenter of like things to do.
That keeps on giving. Just a few more. We've got Dustin Perry's Zoom presentation and workshop at 2 p.m. At 4 p.m. is Sarah Lamos's gallery reading at 5:30, and that's the downtime in between. So the Paracon ends at 5, the investigation begins at 7 on Saturday. So there's that in between. So the all-in ticket holders will automatically be able to go to that. Now, if by chance you do want to go and watch it, we will be taking donations for that. That will strictly go to Brodhead Manor. And that's for people that come to the Paracon and want to hang out afterwards. And that's the Scotty Rourke Match Game Show. Hilarious. We've got a great panel that's going to be out there, like Robin Terry. And I believe I sweet talked Gagliano into it. Can't remember. But yeah, a great lineup. It's going to be hilarious. At 9 p.m., well, at 7 p.m. is when the investigation starts, and that's going to run until 1. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get them now, because there's only, what you said, 4 left, Chris?
4 left. Four
There's only
left and one all in. So that one all in includes an investigation.
Yep, and that's going to get you 6 different locations in the building to investigate, 6 hours worth. That does not include Sam's Samont. So if you would like to purchase that, you'll have to purchase that separately. And then you'll also be able to, for no charge, watch the Estes method done with Greg Kloss and Bobby Resnick too.
Nice.
And then that's it. That's all we got going on.
That's
Man.
it?
That's it. That ends the night, 1 a.m.
And how much time till it starts? And it's what, in 2 weeks?
3.5 weeks.
3.5
3.5.
weeks.
July 18th and 19th. That's right around the corner.
Man.
And we will be driving in a little early.
Are ya?
Yep.
Awesome.
Here on time.
Long car. You know what I was thinking though, MaryLynn, is if Mike can't be there, we need to like get a recording and put him on push buttons. So
Hi,
that way
Chris.
he's on a TV, and then he can be like, "Hi, I'm Mike Gagliano," and you push a button. He's like, "How are you doing?" So you can be like standing right next to you, and, you push buttons of his responses, and it just automatically plays.
Just random stuff.
It's random.
We need to.
No, you push the button from behind the table, and then his cardboard cutout will pop up.
There you go.
Someone will get scared and be like, punch him in the face. Oh my God, where'd that come from? We need to find like a toy manufacturer and make like one of those pull string dolls and have random Mike Gagliano sayings in it.
Ooh.
That would be hilarious.
No, we did. Well, you've heard of Josh Hurd, right?
Yes.
He owns Malvern Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're hoping he's going to be there. But what Kat Armstrong and I did, well, she did, but I was there for it. Josh Hurd does not like dolls at all. Okay. Well, one of Josh's best friend had a 2-year-old daughter at the time, and he had one of those little voice recorder things and had her record, "Hi, Josh, come play with me."
Oh no.
And they put that in the doll, and it was motion censored, so whenever Josh would walk by, it would say something different.
Oh,
that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That is so hilarious. My 12-year-old daughter, which I jokingly say I'm a bad parent because she is reading witch books. She knows all about demons. She is very good at memorizing different locations and what's there. And
That's awesome.
I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, you're 12. You should be outside drinking from a garden hose and riding bikes. But
they don't do that these days.
No, they don't. But it's crazy because she loves dolls in the sense that she likes how they look creepy, and she has been going to every Goodwill store, hunting for any doll that looks old and bringing it home. So she has about 30 dolls sitting in the corner of her room.
That's
Luckily,
awesome.
nothing has happened yet, and she is searching for that one doll that is haunted. But I keep telling her to chill out because her mother does not like us to bring anything home.
So the key word there is yet.
Yeah, just the keyword. Well, Mike, next time, I know that Kat Armstrong is going to be doing her online course for haunted objects. I'll let you know because she's fairly PG, but that woman owns, I can't even tell you how many dolls. I mean, you can't go in her house and walk up the stairs. There's like 2 or 3 dolls on every step.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At the very top of her stairs is one of those big medical dolls that you do like CPR on. Her name is Linda.
Yeah.
We also brought that to Malvern Manor and put her in a wheelchair and scared the living daylights out of her.
You know, the funniest thing I've ever seen is actually,
Kim.
I think it's a meme now, but it says there's 2 types of ghost investigators, and it shows a video of a hallway, and there's a doll sitting in the dark, and you see one kid come around, and he freaks out and runs, and then you see another kid come around, and he freaks out and kicks the doll. So, I think it's the best because you got 2 types of people in investigations: ones that run and ones that go kicking it. But you know, again, me asking why is like, why is it that dolls, out of a majority of objects, dolls seem to be the most predominant / popular thing that is considered haunted, and I'm trying to figure out why that is. That it's just interesting to me, you know.
Well, I think it's because more people carry them, and they have them around than other objects and other toys. They don't really carry them as much, so the dolls are more. It's a baby to them, so they have more of the interaction.
Well, I can see that as well, and now that I'm talking about this out loud, maybe an emotional attachment, right? So people who have dolls, they have an emotional attachment. Maybe that spirit wants that emotional attachment with that person. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna get attached to a pet rock,
right? Unless it's their emotional support rock that they pet when it's in their pocket.
You know what? You do say that. That's hilarious. Because then I'll cast these stones at you. Now you're haunted.
So, like what you're saying though, you think like times have changed now, or like electronics and kids with video games all the time now. So you think it's gonna change where it's like video game controllers and stuff are what becomes haunted over dolls?
TVs.
I think it probably
Poltergeist.
Because they can turn off and on, and
I could see it now. A controller inside of a box, surrounded by sage and salt, and I'm like, oh, that's a golden controller. Yeah, I see it.
Yep.
That's good.
Exactly.
It's funny you say rocks because I actually have a brick from a haunted location that I went to, and the brick's not haunted. Nothing's happening. It's just I like owning pieces of places that I've been to. I've got wallpaper from a haunted hotel, which is the original wallpaper.
He wouldn't strip it.
Buff. But I've got hotel wallpaper from Hotel Josephine.
Wow.
Brick from New Egypt Society in New Jersey. And a couple of other things. But yeah, it's really interesting to just have that piece of history, and it's kind of it's one of the more rare souvenirs, I guess you could say.
My brother-in-law just spent a couple $1,000 on the wrought iron fencing that went around the Crescent Hotel.
Oh, wow.
It's gorgeous, by the way.
Around his yard?
He's putting it up in his yard.
Nice.
And he believes it wasn't on the Crescent Hotel building itself. He believes it was in the garden or around that area.
Oh, okay.
It still belongs to it. Still goes with it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So remind us one last time, where can they go get tickets and the dates and all that good stuff?
All right. Well, you can get tickets online at paranormalrockdown.com. The event is July 18th and 19th. You can purchase tickets at the door as long as they're available. Now, Paracon tickets will always be available at the door, along with the concert tickets, which will always be available at the door. Those we're not going to sell out of. Okay, so it's the additional, because we are putting a limited number on these because we want this to be more of a personal experience. We don't want you investigating one little room with 30 people in it because it's not going to be a true investigation. along with the gallery readings. We don't want MaryLynn, doing a gallery reading for 300 people in one little room, so we are limiting things. But once gone, they're gone. So again, Friday night from 4 to 11 p.m., Main Street Music in Brooklyn, Wisconsin. We also have the mini investigations at Brodhead Manor from 4 to 7 and 8 to 11. Then Saturday is the actual Paracon that runs from 11 to 5. And then the investigation runs from 7 to 1. Okay, I do need to thank each and every one of our sponsors real quick here, because without them, none of this would be possible. We've got Unturned Pages with Jenny Davis, and Jenny was in chat along with her mom. Katie McVeigh with Tamerlane Media. Boo Bitches Paranormal Party Wisconsin, that's me. Lotus Witch Paranormal, Annie was in chat here. We can thank her. Phantasm Paranormal. Hot Headed Radio. Small Town Productions. The Wisconsin Bearded Brothers. And we're very fortunate that they're going to be on site. They're providing security for us, along with like parking attendants and additional needs that we're going to have. Eternal Paranormal, Alicia and Derek and stuff were in chat here. Then we have Jody Den with Survivor Angels. We're very excited. She just joined us, about a month and a half ago? So she's one of our newest additions. We have Para with the Normal. And then we've got Stream BeaconTV. So again, thank you all. Yeah, there, this way, that way. Thank you all. And thank everybody that's buying tickets. And if you can't buy tickets and you can't come, everybody that's sharing this to make this such a wonderful event. Thank you guys for having us, because this isn't just for Brodhead Manor and the people that are there. The word of mouth travels so quickly, and this will do good for the paranormal field itself. We support others. We sponsored, the Cajun Country Paracon. We sponsored Boo Bitches. I'm sorry.
Who's on the battleship?
Yeah. We sponsored them, and they're doing things for us, and it's just it's wonderful, and it's helping these locations. It's helping us investigators to allow us to be able to do more research going into these places, and it makes us meet good, nice friends.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet Mr. Mike Cook this year.
Yep.
Coming from all the way in Alaska.
And that's where I want to go, is to Alaska.
Pick me up on your way, MaryLynn.
Let's do it. We'll make a road trip out of it.
Before we go, I've been strongly thinking about doing a para-convention up in Alaska. It's just, one, it's going to be expensive because you can't just drive here, so all the guests have to be flown in. But there's been a huge demand. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe do it small, to where one or two guests come up and you get to, there's a haunted hotel that you actually can rent the rooms out. So I think we're going to rent the whole second floor out. But Alaska doesn't have them. We need them. And maybe I'll get you guys up here, because right now it's fishing.
That sounds awesome.
Fishing.
I'm in.
I don't know if I can do it this year, but next year, count me in.
Yep. Probably not happen this year, but next year possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that we do up here has to kind of be done in the winter, because one, it's extremely dark, like 24 hours a day, and second of all, a lot of the places that I go to that investigate are actually still open. There's two hotels that are in the summertime booked out. You can't get a room. All tourists, all people from out of the states. So it has to be in the winter, unfortunately. And then they give us free roam of the entire building. But
nice.
I don't think
as long as it doesn't turn into The Shining.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
All right,
that sounds cool.
I'm down.
I'm going to play us out, and thank you everybody for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
And
Bye, everyone.